Who allowed you to leave the reflection cave? Your disciple knows his crimes. The barrier of the reflection cave disappeared, and your disciple only wanted to relieve the siege for the evil Sky Pavilion. It was a moment of urgency. I absolutely did not intend to leave the reflection cave. Master, please investigate clearly. With just that bit of cultivation of yours, you want to relieve the siege? Do you think the 7 great sects would be threatened by you? In the end, all checks and balances are established upon a hard enough fist. The 7 great sects held the determination to die. Even if you had a silver tongue, could you really persuade them to retreat? After Siwuya saw the battlefield, he wavered greatly. The 7 great sects dared to besiege even a 9-leaf. Would they be controlled by your petty leverage? Greetings, Pavilion Lord. Greetings, Master. Ah, Duan Mushing did well. This old 8th has needed discipline for a long time. Take him down. Siwuya respectfully followed Zhou Jifeng back to the reflection cave. Everyone is dismissed. Farewell, Pavilion Lord. Farewell, Master. Divine Capital Imperial City, Evergreen Palace. Inside the study, the current Emperor, Lu Ling, was waving his brush, stroke by stroke. Spies report that the 7 great sects were completely swept away by the evil Sky Pavilion, with absolutely no power to resist. I originally thought it would be a situation where both sides suffered. No matter how strong old Demon G is, it would be difficult for him to withstand so many experts. With the ancestor of the principled forest school, Chang Xing, taking action and risking his life, heavily injuring him shouldn't have been a problem. The remaining evil Sky Pavilion disciples would not be a threat. In this way, the greatest threat to the imperial family would disappear. But what does absolutely no power to resist mean? Say it again. Spies report that the 7 great sects, including the Cloud sect making 8 sects, were completely swept away by the evil Sky Pavilion, with absolutely no power to resist. The inner attendant was deeply afraid that Lu Ling would strike out with a palm seal and make his head blossom. Such a scene had occurred more than once. The previous inner attendant had died in this manner. Accompanying a sovereign is like accompanying a tiger. This has been true since ancient times. Lu Ling appeared calm and steady on the surface, but once he erupted, it was unimaginable. Why is it like this? Did Siwuya and Yu Xinghai go back? Old Demon G has advanced to 9-leaf. Lu Ling fell into a sluggish state, as if his soul had been sucked away. The study appeared incomparably quiet, so oppressive that even the air became heavy. The inner attendant dared not speak, his body trembling uncontrollably. What is the current status of the Golden Lotus severing? Replying to your majesty, there are 10 survivors. One of them has begun attempting to reopen leaves. What is the war situation in Lian State? The Gentle Edge people and the Underworld sect are fighting inextricably. Yu Xinghai went to Lian State long ago. In the short term, I'm afraid he won't have the opportunity to stir up trouble. Lu Ling lifted his brush, dipped it in ink, and wrote death on the rice paper. Carry him out. The inner attendant's head blossomed. Until his death, he did not understand why Lu Ling suddenly attacked and killed him. As the most prosperous city in Great Flame, the Divine Capital was also the place with the most well-informed news. It was not strange for Lu Ling to be the first to know, but there is no wall in the world that does not leak wind. Such a great battle was impossible to cover up. The news of the evil Sky Pavilion Lord advancing to 9-leaf spread throughout the Divine Capital, and then radiated to the 9 provinces with the Divine Capital as the center. From now on, the evil Sky Pavilion would become the #1 power under heaven. Who would dare to disobey? It is indeed the place I worship. If one day I can join the evil Sky Pavilion, I would be willing even if I lived 10 years less. With your talent, they might not even want you to serve tea and sweep the floor. Everyone laughed loudly. May I ask, sir, is there really a 9-leaf? One look and I can tell you're an outsider. The patriarch of the evil Sky Pavilion is 9-leaf without a doubt. Did he sever the Golden Lotus? Probably not. The cultivation method of severing the Golden Lotus just came out not long ago. Those who can survive are few and far between, and they still have to reopen leaves and condense the lotus. I suspect he, the old senior, must have another method. That's right, severing the Golden Lotus is just one method. I heard people say that some great sects are researching entering the nascent divinity tribulation realm without opening the Golden Lotus from the start, directly opening leaves. There are also those using medicine to bind the Golden Lotus. The methods are increasing. Many thanks. Hello, the tea is 2 coins in total. I am very sorry. It is inconvenient today. I will definitely pay it back another day. So many people are watching. We are also running a small business. The man touched his body again. It was still empty. A single penny stumps a hero. It seems this is truly the case today. How about you pledge this sword here? At the mention of that sword, the surrounding cultivators looked over. Anyone with a bit of eyesight knew this was a good sword. They also knew the meaning of a sword to a swordsman. How could a swordsman let his sword leave his side? If it were me, I would kill everyone present. I will pay his money. Many thanks. Sigh. A dignified cultivator reduced to being relieved by a woman. It's shabby enough. Truly, if it were me, I would rather kill everyone present. Please accept me as a disciple, Mr. Second. Everyone was stunned. Apologies. I do not accept disciples. This little woman is Chinruabing. I have yearned for the evil Sky Pavilion since I was small. I earnestly beg Mr. Second to accept me as a disciple. Everyone was startled. I remember now. She is the daughter of Prince Prince Qin Jun. Then this person. He is the evil Sky Pavilion's second disciple who flew continuously from Wuxian Mountain, Yushangrong. Happening to pass through the divine capital, he stopped to rest. All the cultivators immediately prostrated on the ground, shivering. The waiter was scared silly. Taking out the 2 coins he just received, he came before the man with excitement and fear. I had eyes but did not recognize Mount Tai. Beg. This is what you deserve. Deserved. I didn't expect the evil Sky Pavilion's Mr. Second to be so approachable. The path of cultivation is difficult and dangerous. You were born into privilege. You are not suitable for cultivation. Mr. Second. The longevity sword was unsheathed. Under the illumination of the sunlight, the blade glowed with a pale red brilliance. The characteristics were obvious. It was indeed him. Sword Demon Yushangrong. He actually didn't die. After Yushangrong left Wuxian Mountain, he flew all the way. He did not know that the evil Sky Pavilion had encountered such a major tribulation, so he did not fly urgently along the way. Yushangrong, whose cultivation had fallen to 3-leaf without a golden lotus, intended to keep a low profile, but everywhere along the way, he heard people talking about the story of 9-leaf full lotus. In this world, no one paid more attention to the matter of 9-leaf than 8-leaf experts, and Yushangrong was no exception. Thus, he came to the divine capital courier station to rest his feet and incidentally inquire about the 9-leaf matter. After half a day of inquiring, Yushangrong basically figured out the sequence of events. To summarize in one sentence, Master, his old self, swept through the 8 great sects with the form of a 9-leaf. As for the authenticity of the matter, the specific details, and whether there were errors in transmission, he would need to go back and ask to know. He just didn't expect to meet someone who recognized him at the courier station. Before this, Yushangrong had only met her once. That time, he toured the divine capital with eldest senior brother and temporarily stayed at Prince Qin Jun's residence, having a brief encounter. Unexpectedly, she was so obsessed with the evil Sky Pavilion. Do not think too highly of yourself. That will only make the fall painful. Farewell. If he couldn't reject her ruthlessly, it would only harm her in the future. Probably, a true swordsman should look like this. Even as an ordinary courier station waiter, Yushangrong's image in his mind was infinitely higher. Usually in the courier station, he suffered ridicule and rolled eyes from many people. Most cultivators with low cultivation would even use him to vent their anger. In contrast, such an expert, the sword demon who made people tremble with fear at the news of him, was so approachable. The gap between people was too great. It seems like I'm dreaming. I actually spoke with sword demon Yushangrong. How is this a demon? This is a modest gentleman, a true expert of the sword path. Seeing is believing, hearing is false. The past rumors that he was a demon who killed without blinking were just the jealousy of people with ulterior motives. Then the people on the death list were also despicable and shameless villains. I actually hope senior sword demon continues to add to the list. That would be interesting. The appearance of the 9-leaf golden lotus far overshadowed the momentum of the golden lotus cultivation. The speed of its spread also far exceeded imagination. Far away in Lian State, the 4 great protectors of the underworld sect were originally preparing to lead the crowd to engage the gentle edge people, but overnight, they suddenly stopped. Yu Zhenghai didn't quite dare to believe it. Looking at his most capable 4 great protectors, Hua Chongyang, I trust you the most usually. Who exactly is spreading this? Sect Master, all the congregants of our branch helms have made inquiries. The matter of the 9-leaf is indeed true. I'm afraid it cannot be faked. The evil Sky Pavilion was besieged, and it just so happened that we were engaging the gentle edge people. How could there be such a coincidence? Someone must be playing tricks. The sudden retreat of the foreign tribes is estimated to also be due to fear of the 9-leaf matter. For us, this is also a good thing. From now on, we can focus on dealing with the imperial family. Yu Zhenghai listened to their words but did not appear very happy. What is the situation at the evil Sky Pavilion? Even if I can conquer the entire world, so what? The appearance of the 9-leaf will ruin all my plans. It is basically confirmed that the 7 great sects failed in their siege of the evil Sky Pavilion, and the barrier of Golden Court Mountain has been restored. 9-leaf is likely stronger than we think. Master has become stronger. Yu Zhenghai was not happy at all. If, when warring with the imperial family, Master ran over looking for trouble with his 9-leaf golden lotus active. Sect Master, Lian State is basically stable now. How about you go to Qing Province or Yang Province to hide? After the matters in Lian State stabilize, if you continue to stay here, it will be easy to expose your location. This seat needs to hide? Does the dignified Sect Master of the #1 devil sect under heaven need to hide? Subordinate. This subordinate is merely suggesting. Of the 9 provinces of Great Flame, except for the divine capital, I believe it won't be long before they are all controlled by my underworld sect. Which places are currently difficult to take down? Qing Province region. The terrain there is precipitous, with many mountain ranges and lush forests, and it is also protected by formations. It is easy to defend and hard to attack. Then I will personally sit in command at Qing Province. Sect Master is wise. With Sect Master personally sitting in command, why worry about not taking down Qing Province? Tomorrow morning, this subordinate is willing to man the helm and send Sect Master on his way. Brother Chongyang has been tired from many days. Let me handle this matter. I think both elder brothers are quite tired. Let me do it. No, no, no. The 3 elder brothers are more tired than I am. I am the youngest. It should be me steering the helm. Hua Chongyang will come with me. The other 3 remain to guard Desert City in Liang State. If you see that gentle edge expert Carol, whether it is suing for peace or begging for mercy, execute first and report later. Subordinates comply with Sect Master's edict. Then this subordinate will go back and prepare. No need. Sect Master means we leave immediately. As you command. Evil Sky Pavilion, East Pavilion. After 2 days of rest, Lu Zhou's mental state had recovered somewhat, and the Heavenly Writing's extraordinary power had also recovered a little. Ding. 1500 merit points reward. Was it Yu Shanrong taking action outside again? Or perhaps Ming Shirin? At Heavenswell Court, Ming Shirin was able to kill a 5-leaf with 3-leaf cultivation, killing someone across 2 leaves. Lu Zhou wouldn't believe it. Obviously Ming Shirin hid his strength. Regardless, the beneficiary was himself, so he didn't care if he hit it or not. Open the system interface. Merit points 102, 300. This battle had gained almost over 60,000 merit points. Compared to the previous acquisition amounts, this was truly a huge fortune. No rush to buy an avatar. Draw a wave of prizes first. Thank you for your patronage X10. The probability of winning seemed to be becoming more and more pitiful, far worse than before. After pondering for a moment, Lu Zhou chose to purchase the Avatar 100 Tribulation Insight. Ding. Consumed 100,000 merit points. Obtained Avatar 100 Tribulation Insight. Ding. The initial 100 Tribulation Insight avatar can directly open 1 leaf. Seeing the points on the panel go from over 100,000 to only 1,800 in the blink of an eye, he felt a burst of pain in his flesh. Lu Zhou suddenly had a terrifying thought. If the 7 great sects came to besiege one more time, how comfortable would that be? If they really came, what would he rely on to resist? Now even the Heavenly Writing's extraordinary power wasn't full. If a fight really broke out, he estimated he couldn't even beat Old Eighth, displaying the 9-leaf Golden Lotus avatar in front of the 7 great sects. Before becoming powerful enough, anyone with a bit of brain wouldn't provoke the evil Sky Pavilion again. Use the 100 Tribulation Insight avatar transformed into specks of starlight-like brilliance, lingering around his whole body. Very quickly, it merged into his body. He felt a surging power enter his energy center in Energy Sea. Around the East Pavilion, primal energy surged. Everyone in the evil Sky Pavilion felt this special movement. The Pavilion Lord was just like this, and then like this. Although this old man didn't see it with my own eyes, I heard the sounds of battle that night clearly. This old man believes you. Old Pan, what do you mean you believe me? Every sentence I said is the truth, without a bit of exaggeration. You old thing, not being able to see it with your own eyes. Do you feel very regretful? In fact, before this, Pan Zhong had told him more than once about the earth-shattering sights and sounds of that night. 9-leaf, who wouldn't want to see it? It was just a pity that he was in the recuperation phase and couldn't witness the grace of the 9-leaf. He couldn't just run to the East Pavilion and demand Lu Zhou show it to him. Now it seems the truth of the lifespan limit has been broken. For Leng to personally experience this history, it can be considered the fortune of 3 lifetimes. Likewise, this old man originally thought that in this life, muddling along would be about enough. I didn't expect to be able to experience this matter. Interesting, interesting. While the two were speaking, a violent movement came from the East Pavilion. Leng Luo and Pan Litian looked over simultaneously. The Pavilion Lord is studying new tricks again. Perhaps the true method of 9-leaf lies in the Pavilion Lord's hands. They were both 8-leaf experts. Now that 9-leaf was right before their eyes, how could they not be moved? This was the 100 Tribulation Insight avatar. What was stepped on underfoot was precisely the Golden Lotus, just without leaves. Putting aside the Golden Lotus, if one didn't identify it carefully, it looked like a very low-level avatar. Next was opening leaves. The current nascent divinity tribulation realm cultivation was basically sufficient to open leaves. Nascent divinity tribulation realm, opening leaves again? It can't be. 10-leaf? No, it's the fluctuation of 1 leaf. I won't be fooled. The two hurriedly left the East Pavilion. What a joke. The master was accustomed to cultivating alone. Going over to disturb him at this time was courting death. What 1 leaf, what 100 tribulation insight, were all illusions. Must not be fooled. It wasn't just Zhu Honghong who thought this. Almost everyone up and down the evil Sky Pavilion thought this way. Anyway, they were long used to it. Even if Lu Zhou stood in front of them and summoned the true avatar, telling them this was really nascent divinity 1 leaf, no one would question it. Early the next morning, from now on, he was a true nascent divinity tribulation realm 1-leaf cultivator. Master, 4th senior brother is back. Let him come over. Lu Zhou walked out of the East Pavilion with his hands behind his back, looking up at the barrier of Golden Court Mountain. Everything was normal, even stronger than during its most glorious times. The power of the peak trial card was still fascinating. If only he could have another one. Disciple pays respects to master. My admiration for you is like, enough. Have you said enough? Disciple is sincerely submissive. I can't help myself. Master opened the 9-leaf wide. Who wouldn't be convinced? He didn't know what he was thinking all day long. With this time spent pondering on flattery, it would be better order to improve his cultivation. This level of flattery was indeed prone to imitating Shishi's frown poorly. Why was it that when old Eight did this, Master wasn't repulsed? Where did you go these past 2 days? Ming Shirin hurriedly recounted exactly how he infiltrated the 7 great sects, how he tracked Feng Qinghe and killed Feng Qinghe. You killed Feng Qinghe? Luck. Feng Qinghe burned his energy sea, pretended to be a dead corpse, and sealed his energy center in energy sea, crawling all the way into the woods. It was because he was heavily injured by Master that disciple could succeed. The battle situation that day was truly too chaotic. It wasn't strange for there to be a few fish that escaped the net. It was just unexpected that Feng Qinghe could escape. Under the perception of the 9-leaf avatar, any slightly powerful primal energy fluctuation would be locked onto by him. It had to be said, this Feng Qinghe was very cunning. 4th senior brother, then how did you track him? The same way as him? Don't worry about those details. You did well. Many thanks for Master's praise. Disciple has one more matter to report. After Disciple killed Feng Qinghe, I met an old woman. That old woman was Feng Qinghe's helper and wanted to kill Disciple. Fortunately, Disciple was quick-witted and mentioned your old name, scaring her so much she didn't dare to act. Although Ming Shirin's description was somewhat exaggerated, starting from his description, this old woman had a hunched figure, was skilled in noble forceful energy, was Feng Qinghe's helper, had unfathomable cultivation, and lived in seclusion in a canyon. This series of characteristics reminded Lu Zhou of that person, that heaven's proud daughter who was once famous in the Confucian sect. Zuiyushu. Who is Zuiyushu? It is normal for you not to know her. Zuiyushu was a cultivation genius of the Confucian sect who shook the times 500 years ago. She was also hailed as the one most likely to become the first female saint of the Great Yan era. However, the Confucian sect's noble forceful energy is passed to males and not females. Zuiyushu had a fierce temperament. From then on, she broke with the Confucian sect. Passed to males and not females? Since ancient times, successive dynasties ruled the world with civil and martial arts. Official schools monopolized education. Ordinary commoner families could at most practice body quenching. If lucky, they could reach mystic enlightening and enter sense condensing. To go higher, one could only join a sect, climbing up step by step based on talent and effort. For the rise and fall of a country, pure military force was far from enough, so official schools were established. It was just that historically, official schools only accepted male disciples. If the few daughters of wealthy families wanted to seek education, they could only find private tutors. Thus, with Yang flourishing and Yin declining, over time, Confucianism flourished, and civil administration and martial arts became as they are. These were not much different from the cognitive memories in Lu Zhou's mind, only he didn't expect that in this world. It was quite similar to ancient times on Earth, except, compared to Earth, Great Yan had not fallen into the disparity of valuing men over women. In cultivation, many sects also esteemed female disciples. That was truly ironic. 500 years ago, Zuiyushu was a master of noble forceful energy. After breaking with the Confucian sect, she went into seclusion. Who knows what happened? Between Ling Luo's words, he seemed to admire such an expert. Wait until she comes and ask. Won't we know? She wants to come to the evil sky pavilion. She wants to stand up for the Jinsang school sect master, Feng Qinghe. If it were in the past, Zuiyushu wanting to stand up for Feng Qinghe might have made Ling Luo worry for the pavilion lord. But now, the pavilion lord was already a 9-leaf expert. What standing up could she do? Overestimating her capabilities. This matter was put aside for now. Elder Lun, what is the matter? Ling wishes to ask the pavilion lord for advice on the method of 9-leaf. It came eventually. You want to charge towards 9-leaf? The door is already in front. If I don't push it open to look, it will become a great regret in life. Currently, there were 2 types of 9-leaf cultivation methods circulating in the cultivation world. The first, sever the golden lotus and reopen leaves. This method was feasible. Ling Luo raised his head and looked at Lu Zhou. During this time when he was inquiring about news outside, he also knew that quite a few cultivators who severed their golden lotus had survived, but he hadn't heard of anyone being able to successfully open leaves. Once leaves were opened, it meant that future cultivation methods would change completely. How could one be sure this method was feasible? When stepping into the nascent divinity tribulation realm, choose not to condense a golden lotus. Both of these methods could become the cultivation path to enter 9-leaf. Those not yet entered into the nascent divinity could choose the second path. Those already entered into the nascent divinity could choose the first path. Pavilion Lord chose the first method. You all already have a golden lotus. You can only use the first method. That meant the method of chopping the golden lotus. The problem was how to guarantee survival. Please, Pavilion Lord, give guidance. In any cultivation sect, asking for advanced cultivation techniques or secret methods like Lung Luo was doing was a taboo. Let alone this was the 9-leaf that everyone yearned for. Lung has absolutely no covetous heart. If it is inconvenient for the Pavilion Lord, Lung will not mention it again. What harm is there? Severing the golden lotus is just the beginning. I believe it won't be long before I have a more perfect method. Then Disciple will just chop the golden lotus directly. Waiting until 8-leaf to chop it would be a big loss. Not necessarily so. Any cultivator who can step into 8-leaf possesses control over cultivation, techniques, experience, and insights far exceeding others, their speed of opening leaves will only be faster, not slower. This is just the accumulation of experience. Perhaps after reopening leaves, those former experts will have other bonuses. Lun Luo has been taught. Disciple thanks master for the teaching. Ding. Guided Ming Shireen, obtained 500 merit points. Guiding the elderly pavilion members was also to lay a foundation for the future. Now that the era of severing the lotus had opened, the cultivation world would inevitably surge with fluctuations. There were also many foreign tribes eyeing them covetously. The evil sky pavilion must have sufficient strength. In fact, there was a third method, which was the normal path to advance to 9 leaf. But this path consumed too much lifespan and was still an unknown quantity. It wasn't suitable for the others in the evil sky pavilion, so there was no need to explain it to them. If there are no other matters, dismissed. Lung takes his leave. Disciple takes his leave. Continue to comprehend the heavenly writing. Without the peak trial card, he could only rely more on the heavenly writing. Remaining merit points, 2300. What to do with saving it? Draw prizes. Ding. Consumed 50 merit points. Consumed 20 luck points. Obtain disguise card *5. Disguise card. Using this card can disguise your avatar as 9 leaf, lasting 10 seconds. Did this mean letting this old man scare people? Better than nothing. Draw prizes. Ding. Consumed 50 merit points. Rewarded reversal card *10. Luck is good today. Could it be a change of luck just after breaking through the nascent divinity tribulation realm? Draw prizes. Ding. Consumed 50 merit points. Thank you for your patronage. The remaining merit points were all drawn, but nothing was won. Luck points immediately accumulated to 44 points. The next morning, Master, do you think your teacher is deaf? Disciple dares not. What is the matter? 7th senior brother requests an audience. He said he has many words he wants to say to your face. A traitorous disciple is a traitorous disciple after all. Only after suffering so much is he willing to speak out about what he knows. This old man wants to see what he can say. Bring him here. Disciple obeys. Unfilial traitorous disciple Si Wuya pays respects to master. Rise and speak. Many thanks, master. His complexion wasn't very good. There was almost no blood in his face, not to mention his messy hair. The circles under his eyes were much darker. Those difficult problems were not something you could solve. Disciple is ashamed. I didn't expect those problems to be so profound. Being able to solve them would be strange. Why did you seek this old man? Have you figured it out? Si Wuya solemnly lifted the robe in front of him and knelt down again. He kowtowed 3 times loudly towards Lu Zhou respectfully. I figured it out. Come in. Inside the room, everything was as usual. 10 characters penetrated the back of the paper, entering 3/10 of an inch into the wood. Without 10 or 8 years of honing, this level of skill was impossible. Lu Zhou stroked his beard while waiting for him to speak voluntarily. Disciple congratulates master on advancing to 9 leaf. Just this? Disciple has difficulties. You have a fart of a difficulty. Do you still remember why 2nd senior brother left? This old man wanted to kill him? Could it be this old man also wants to kill you? You didn't want to kill me. You wanted to kill 2nd senior brother and eldest senior brother. Why did this old man want to kill them? You wanted longevity. You wanted to advance to 9 leaf. This answer was exactly the same as the conversation Yu Shanrong had with him back then. This also confirmed that Si Wuya was not lying. Killing them grants longevity. This matter allows no joking. It was just a pity that the memory crystal couldn't be found. Otherwise he wouldn't need him to answer. Si Wuya glanced at the 4 treasures of the study on the table. Lu Zhou understood his intention and signaled him to go ahead. He listed the evil sky pavilion's several great disciples and cultivation techniques on the paper. Si Wuya picked up the brush. All cultivation techniques were related to lifespan. Supreme purity jade slip can obtain longevity. Great compassion ode can turn yin and yang. Clear jade technique can preserve youth. Bluewood technique is like evergreen trees. Heavenly first decision allows one to live as long as heaven and earth. Did Ji Tiandao really accept this group of disciples for the sake of longevity? Then what about the remaining disciples? 6th senior sister Yi Tianqin. Records state that white citizens have riding the yellow. Riding it grants 2,000 years of life. 2nd senior brother Yu Shanrong from gentleman country. Short lifespan. Old 8's 9 tribulations thunderous energy. Every tribulation raised inevitably suffers the burning of the 5 viscera, cutting lifespan by 50 years. At this point, Si Wuya's voice had already become very low. He knelt on the ground again. Lu Zhou understood. If he couldn't understand even this, then he had truly lived this life in vain. You mean to say, this old man used you all as experiments, aiming to increase lifespan and open 9 leaf? Si Wuya lowered his body, palms stacked, forehead touching the ground. This counted as acquiescence. Strictly speaking, these were Ji Tiandao's actions. Whether damaging lifespan or not, it was all to research lifespan. Was this the reason Si Wuya instigated old 8th to leave the evil sky pavilion? Yu Xinghai was also like this. Disciple promised eldest senior brother not to speak of any of his matters. Master, forgive my sin. You said so much, just to say that this old man wronged you all? Lu Zhou naturally wouldn't believe whatever Si Wuya said just because he said it. If it were really like this, then why didn't a single one of them die? The matter was far more complicated than imagined. Disciple dared cares not. This old man asks you one more time, why did you leave the evil sky pavilion? Lu Zhou's voice was extremely oppressive. Inside the room, it appeared even more imposing and majestic, the atmosphere becoming extremely depressing. Lu Zhou was not anxious. It was unknown how long passed. Siwuya begs to return. Before Nine Leaf appeared, Disciple always thought that all limits were just tools for the imperial family to manipulate people's hearts. So Disciple entered the palace. Disciple became the grand tutor. Do you still remember Emperor Yongshou? Emperor Yongshou, that was truly an old acquaintance. It was just that one resided high in the temples, and one was far away in the Jianghu. The inner treasury was created single-handedly by Emperor Yongshou. Only the emperor himself or those holding the royal token could enter. When Yongshou was on the throne, he also researched the matter of Nine Leaf. Many secrets. After Emperor Yongshou passed away, the key to the inner treasury was lost, and many things were buried in the inner treasury. Disciple was thinking at that time, truth is truth. Why is the imperial family obsessed with researching it? Wanting to overthrow the truth? Nine Leaf clearly doesn't exist. Why does it appear in history books? Victor's right history. What exactly did he hide? This traitorous Disciple really was material for research. However, having said so much, he still hadn't gotten to the main point. After so many years, Disciple took pains to establish the dark net, spreading all over the world of Great Yin, investigating in secret. Later I learned that under the heavens, it wasn't just Master pursuing the secret of Nine Leaf. Yin Tianluo, Gong Yuandu, the king of Mabe, Shui Zhao, the lord of the alien Lulan kingdom, the ancestors of major sects, all were researching. Ridiculously, all ended in failure. And then, Disciple has always been thinking about a question. The golden lotus absorbs energy, be it primal energy or lifespan. So where did the absorbed energy go? Lu Zhou's heart moved. If it were others, perhaps he would ruthlessly give him a slap on the ear for talking nonsense and spreading fallacies to mislead people. But he was a modern person. This idea surprised Lu Zhou and was also easy to accept. This was indeed a question worth pondering. 3,000 years of cultivation in the world. Since the beginning of human cultivation, how many 8-leaf sages fell before the door of Nine Leaf? How many people were buried under Nine Leaf? Second Prince Luan once said, if one day you are smart enough, you will discover that the whole world is just a cage of the cycle of heavenly Tao. Just as Siwuya said, where did the energy absorbed by the golden lotus go? Return to between heaven and earth? Heaven and earth is the cage, the golden lotus is the lock. Disciple is merely guessing. Hope Master investigates clearly. What is your view on this old man's Nine Leaf? Siwuya was momentarily speechless. If the theory of heaven and earth as a cage held true, then how did Master break through to Nine Leaf? Chopping the golden lotus is like breaking the lock. If what you said is true, breaking through to Nine Leaf would ultimately be limited by the heavenly Tao cage. Disciple is bold. May I ask Master how you broke through to Nine Leaf? Impudent. Disciple knows his mistake. Lu Zhou's gaze swept over Siwuya. Although his performance today was passable, his loyalty had risen very limitedly. Just relying on these to deduce the heaven and earth cage was far from enough. Disciple borrows brush and ink to use. Master, please look. Siwuya's artistic foundation was rotten enough, but it didn't hinder him from outlining the overall contour. Formation? No. Such a massive formation, even if all the cultivators in the world were gathered together, it would be impossible to create. It is a formation, also possibly a naturally formed prison. Everything is just conjecture. Sadly, these guesses are incorrect. Master indeed knows. Pan Lydian once went to the Blackwood Forest. A great fire burned for 49 days. If heaven and earth were a cage, the great fire would have broken this Blackwood Forest, and the formation of heaven and earth would no longer exist. You only drew what you knew. Then do you know what is beyond the foreign tribes? The reason people make wrong judgments is that people are always based on the incomplete information seen before their eyes. The room fell into silence again. Actually, regarding what remained that Lu Zhou didn't ask, Siwuya could overturn it one by one himself. You want to explore the mysteries of the world. This old man won't govern that. Regarding what you said, wait until this old man retrieves the memory crystal, then a conclusion will be made. It didn't matter if Master didn't believe it. At least, he didn't blame him because of this. As for the crystal, find a way to get it back. What the answer is, no one knows. Whether severing the golden lotus or opening leaves without a golden lotus, the appearance of Nine Leaf would ultimately open a new era for this world. Disciple pays respects to Master. Disciple pays respects to Master. Senior brother, it's useless no matter how much you call. You cannot go in. Little junior sister, let me in. Another day I'll bring delicious food for you. Let him come in. Little junior sister is the best. If little junior sister could smile a bit, it would definitely be better. Little Yuanrumph then jumped onto the crossbeam outside the East Pavilion, sitting right between the two characters East Pavilion, watching Pan Zhong and Zhou Jifeng approach. Hey, do you guys want to come in? I'm leaving right now. Leaving right now. Grand Aunt is doing a reverse routine. Can't trust it. Pan Zhong dragged Zhou Jifeng and hurriedly walked in another direction. The two disappeared in a flash. I clearly smiled, begging Master to spare 7th senior brother. Pleading for mercy? Master, 7th senior brother isn't what you think. If not for 7th senior brother, Disciple would have died long ago. If not for 7th senior brother, eldest senior brother would also have died long ago, and even second senior brother would have found it hard to live. Master, seventh senior brother really isn't what you think. Mentioning those has no meaning. Do not say anymore. Zhu Honghong. In order to save disciple's life, seventh senior brother didn't hesitate to go to the heaven-chosen temple to beg that old monk, kneeling for 3 days before that old monk was willing to lend the precious Zen robe. Disciple returned to the evil sky pavilion, even risking my life to help seventh senior brother. Master can punish disciple, but disciple cannot be ungrateful. Second senior brother was originally short-lived. It was also seventh senior brother who searched the entire Great Yin, gathered the runes, and carved them into the sword. And eldest senior brother. Shut up. Lu Zhou suddenly waved his palm, and a palm seal flew out. You think you are very great? You think you can shoulder everything? You really want to be a hero? This seat can fulfill your wish. One palm pushed out. Siwuya trembled all over, watching that huge palm seal flying towards him, yet he was powerless. It was over. Siwuya did not feel pain, and his body seemed to have suffered no harm either. Seventh senior brother. Zhu Honghong. I just don't understand. What is there that cannot be said? Eldest senior brother died once. This is a fact. You saved him. That is also a fact. Died once? How can a person come back to life after death? Eldest senior brother died. Yes. Seventh junior brother saved eldest senior brother. Also yes. Master, you ordered disciple to investigate the dark net. Disciple went accidentally turned up seventh junior brother's handbook. The handbook recorded eldest senior brother's death cycle. Siwuya's brows knitted together, looking at Ming Shirin in shock. Great Yin, Yongqing year 154, March 24th. Eldest senior brother died. Great Yin, Yongqing year 154, March 28th. Watered with water. Eldest senior brother remained in a state of death. Great Yin, Yongqing year 154, April 5th. Watered with water. Great Yin, Yongqing year 154, May 2nd. Watered with water. Eldest senior brother resurrected. Disciple didn't present the handbook immediately. Disciple knows his mistake. The date records in the handbook were very detailed, and there were specific measures. Even if his thoughts were deep, it was impossible to create a handbook in advance to deceive others. Resurrected? As a traveler, he could be heartless and treat things with a cold eye. The world is too big. One slip and one could be doomed eternally. Since the beginning of the crossing, Lu Zhou knew he could not be soft-hearted. The evil sky pavilion, walking all this way, hadn't been easy. Whether it was Ji Tiandao or the current Lu Zhou, they could only walk firmly along this path. Disciple has one more matter to report. Confucian sect expert Zuyushu requests an audience. Lu Zhou seemed not to hear, his expression sometimes falling into deep thought, sometimes frowning, sometimes with spirited eyes. Confucian sect expert Zuyushu requests an audience. Not seeing her, whether it was lifespan or the matter of nine leaf. Looking at it now, it was related to the 9 great disciples. Lu Zhou couldn't remember many things. The matter of killing disciples, the matter of breaking nine leaf. He thought it was a coincidence, but thinking back now, how was this a coincidence? This was clearly Ji Tiandao sealing all memories regarding nine leaf and lifespan in the crystal. Why did he do this? Seeing Master fall into contemplation, how could Ming Shirin dare to continue disturbing him? Instead, he signaled Siwuya and Zhu Honghong with his eyes. Disciple takes his leave. Greetings to the 3 senior brothers. Old 7, don't show off that little bit of cleverness of yours in front of Master in the future. I can help you once. Doesn't mean I can help you every time. You call that helping me? In vain you call yourself smart. Master has already advanced to 9 leaf. Would he still care about eldest senior brother? Truly sentimental for no reason. Master is easy to fool. Great Yan imperial family ostracized the evil sky pavilion time and again, but that doesn't mean I'm easy to fool either. You think Master wasn't angry? Eldest senior brother wants to fight the imperial family. That's perfect. Venting anger for the evil sky pavilion. I believe Master won't find trouble with eldest senior brother in the short term. Siwuya nodded. The atmosphere just now was very oppressive, and his own thoughts had also hit a dead end somewhat. Many thanks, 4th senior brother. No need to be polite. 2 screams suddenly came from halfway up the mountain. You be gentle. The evil sky pavilion is not a place for you to behave wildly. Smelly old woman. You will regret this. What to do now? She broke in. Leave it to me. He turned and walked towards the place to go down the mountain. Little Yuaner, Zhu Honghong, and Ming Shirin followed close behind. An old woman, leaning on a cane, was walking up the steps unhurriedly. Pan Zhong and Zhou Jifeng retreated continuously, their faces bruised and swollen, screaming again and again. This is the Confucian sect expert Zuyushu. It is her. This old woman came all the way via side paths. She didn't even go out to inquire. You have to be careful. She wouldn't believe there's a 9 leaf even if beaten to death. Originally wanted to use 9 leaf to scare Zuyushu, but this is great. Met such an oddity. Say, 7th gentleman, quick, block her. Even though the current Siwuyao looked a bit wretched, with dark circles under his eyes, looking like a sick person who hadn't rested well when he stood in the way, the aura of calmness and composure returned to his body. Young man, we meet again. Old senior, shouldn't people have worse eyesight and worse memory as they age? This is good. She remembers really accurately. So it is senior Zhua. Who might you be? Evil Sky Pavilion's 7th disciple, Si Wuya. This old body still overestimated his vision. A sickling, a silly girl, a little fatty, and a rash youth running everywhere. He still accepts just anyone. Senior Zhua wants to see my teacher. My teacher didn't mention the purpose of this old body's visit. Senior, regarding Feng Qinghe's death, didn't you already know the reason? Why bother? Senior Zhua wants to stand up for Feng Qinghe. This old body just wants an explanation. This old body once promised Feng Qinghe that no matter who entered the canyon, I would definitely kill them with full force. This old body spared this kid for his sake, but he should also give this old body an explanation, shouldn't he? I will give you the explanation. You, Feng Qinghe, as the sect master of the Jinsang school, colluded with the other 6 great sects and even secretly instigated the Cloud sect's 10 great elders to besiege the evil Sky Pavilion together. May I ask Senior Zhua, are you satisfied with this explanation? Suiyushu frowned slightly, starting to size up the young man before her. She poked the ground with her cane. The blue stone cracked, splitting into a spiderweb-like grid. Character seal, Senior wants to bully the small with the big. This old body has nothing to say to you. Better let your master come out. My teacher is unwell. Hope you forgive us. You seem to look down on this old body. Remove seam. Young man, you don't understand rules. This old body will teach you a good lesson on behalf of your master. Those characters detached from the cane and flew towards Si Wuya. Si Wuya grabbed behind him, grabbing Zhu Honghong. Zhu Honghong cried out in surprise and arrived in front of him. 7th senior brother, what are you doing? The characters smashed onto Zhu Honghong's chest. Zhu Honghong rubbed his chest. You are actually fine. The Confucian sect's noble forceful energy was indeed powerful. The surrounding primal energy surged. Within a 10-meter radius around the old woman, it was full of character seals hovering. Enough. Greetings, master. Greetings, pavilion lord. Suiyushu bowed in greeting towards Lu Zhou. This old body finally sees you again. Things change and people change. Time urges people to age. In the blink of an eye, so many years had passed. The Confucian sect expert who once commanded the winds and clouds, the rare ice mountain beauty in the cultivation world, had now also become a white-haired old woman. So many years passed. You still have that temper. You laugh at me. Still not greeting Senior Zhua quickly. Everyone bowed in greeting towards Suiyushu. Although this old body comes from the Confucian sect, which has many elaborate formalities, I never cared for those particulars. One does not visit a temple without a cause. For what matter have you come to this old man's place? This old body wanted to seek an explanation for Feng Qinghe. Explanation? Feng Qinghe was the sect master of the Jinsang school. These years, this old body lived deep in the canyon, relying entirely on the Jinsang school for care. Now that something happened to Feng Qinghe, how could this old body stand by and watch? Lu Zhou did not answer her immediately but walked towards the nearby high ground. Suiyushu understood and followed, standing beside Lu Zhou, overlooking the foothills of Golden Court Mountain. Buried there were the corpses of the 7 great sects. Suiyushu was startled in her heart. When she passed by there just now, she only felt the ground was uneven and there were many traces of battle. Feng Qinghe should be lying in one of the plots of earth. Is the 7 great sects besieging Golden Court Mountain true? You live deep in the canyon year-round and know nothing of outside matters. When you came out, did you not ask others? She really hadn't asked. Otherwise, she wouldn't have rushed here so travel-worn to inquire about crimes. After all, coming from the Confucian sect, everything requires reason. With reason, one can walk all over the world. Without reason, it is hard to move an inch. If it was really as Ming Shirin said, that Feng Qinghe besieged Golden Court Mountain, then the one who really needed to demand an explanation was the evil Sky Pavilion, not her. Suiyushu. Still, master is amazing. The same words, coming from different people's mouths, produce completely different effects and results. Did you notice? Senior Zhua has no momentum at all in front of master. Machem, seems so. This precisely illustrates master's formidability. This dummy can't speak 3 sentences without mentioning his trade. This old body remembers Brother G's lifespan is approaching the limit. Didn't expect that seeing you today. Your elegant demeanor hasn't diminished from back then. How did Brother G repel the enemy? Under normal circumstances, wanting to win against the 7 great sects was almost impossible. It could be heard that Suiyushu still had some doubts about the words just now. To tell the truth, this old man has already stepped into 9 leaf. Suiyushu's pair of aged eyes suddenly opened wide, and the wrinkles on her face also loosened a bit. Her facial expression became wonderfully varied, her eyelids even jumping several times in succession. This expression clearly meant one thing: disbelief. Believe you, my foot. You bad old man are very wicked. Brother G, do you think this old body is easy to cheat? If not for the sake of past face, just based on the bluestone floor you shattered, it would be a capital crime. Master's tone was very peaceful, but for some reason, speaking it out made people shudder without cold. Every word punished the heart. Very relieving. Ah, such a heaven's proud daughter also had to put down all arrogance in front of Ji Tiandao. Did Feng Qinghe really die in vain just like this? He deserved to die. It was you, Suiyushu. You were merely famous in your youth. It is not your turn to be presumptuous in the evil Sky Pavilion. These words made a lot of sense. Suiyushu was merely famous in her youth. In terms of age, she wasn't as old as Lun Luo, and even less so so than Master. Lin Luo fully had the qualification to criticize her. This old body is not afraid of you. Hua Wudao pushed a crude wooden wheelchair, coming slowly. Suiyushu looked over. Her wrinkled large hands trembled obviously. Pan Litian didn't expect there are still people who recognize this old man. The Clarity Sect's #1 expert. Of course this old body recognizes. Since you know, you still dare to be presumptuous here? Tired of living? Greetings Pavilion Lord. Greetings Pavilion Lord. Although Suiyushu didn't recognize Hua Wudao, with a slight perception, she knew this old man was also a not simple cultivation expert. The evil Sky Pavilion actually had so many experts. The old men are mighty. This dummy. Flattery is first class. Courting death is also first class. Better stay far away. Might be contagious. Old men. This equates to scolding Master into it too. Hurriedly slapped himself. Disciple knows his mistake. Suiyushu frowned slightly, unable to understand more and more why these few unrefined young people became Ji Tiandao's disciples. Too poor. The flying chariot is already prepared. Where are you going? Suiyushu. Since you came, then let's go together. Take old 7 back to the reflection cave. Ah what ah? None of your business. Si Weiyao originally had no interest anyway. He turned and returned to the reflection cave. Hua Wudao pushed the wooden wheelchair to Pan Zhong and followed along with Lung Luo. Pan Litian still needed to rest, so there was no need for him to go. I will steer the helm. Where are we going? The Luo sect is the sect created by Yin Tian Luo. I wonder what business brother Ji is going to the Luo sect. An old friend is about to depart. A farewell before the end. Suiyushu was momentarily stunned. Hua Wudao sighed heavily. He thought Master was going to find trouble with the Cloud sect. After all, among the 8 great sects, the Cloud sect's 10 great elders participated in the siege. But unexpectedly, it was to see Yin Tian Luo. The relationship between Yin Tian Luo and the evil Sky Pavilion was obvious to all. He didn't even hesitate to give the memories in the chessboard to the evil Sky Pavilion. How could Yin Tian Luo order the Cloud sect's 10 elders to besiege the evil Sky Pavilion? There must be something fishy in this. That kid Ming Shireen said the Cloud sect's 10 elders also participated in besieging Golden Court Mountain. Going on this trip, wasn't it walking right into a trap? Walking right into a trap? 3 sects, 10 sacred lands, 20 peaks, formations interlinked, plus numerous experts guarding. The evil Sky Pavilion is a devil path. Going like this, aren't you afraid of something happening? When primal energy poured into the steering wheel, the cloud-piercing flying chariot hummed and rose up. Absolutely no one paid attention to Suiyushu. Suiyushu felt a burst of awkwardness. With her status and position placed in other sects, who wouldn't hold 3 points of reverence? Coming to the evil Sky Pavilion, it was great. She was more like a passerby than a passerby. It was fine if Ji Tiandao ignored her, but where did these 2 little disciples get the confidence to lecture others? The flying chariot rose into the air, rushed out of Golden Court Mountain's barrier, and flew towards the south of Great Yin. Not long after the flying chariot left, not far from the foothills of Golden Court Mountain, a green-robed swordsman walked slowly, unhurriedly. By reason, an expert at his cultivation level basically wouldn't sweat, but having regained his life, he enjoyed this steadfast feeling very much. Only in this way did he feel he was actively living. 2nd senior brother, 6th junior sister, I knew you could return alive. Thanks to junior sister's auspicious words. Mere luck. 2nd senior brother returned unluckily. Master left in the morning. Don't know where he went. Why not go up? Forget it. Ever since Lu Zhou swept through the 7 great sects that day, Yi Tianxin had wanted to go up the mountain to personally visit Master, but thinking that she was no longer a disciple of the evil Sky Pavilion, she didn't go up, planning to stay at the foot of the mountain forever, saying a farewell, then heading west. Riding the yellow, having a goal is a good thing. Wishing 6th junior sister a safe journey. Watching Yu Shanrong's departing figure, Yi Tianxin was a bit bewildered, feeling strange but unable to say why. Sigh. 2nd senior brother is really so cold. Didn't even stay to chat for 2 sentences. The cloud-piercing flying chariot flew rapidly towards the south of Great Yin. This old body wants to ask a question. This old body calculated the time. Brother's lifespan limit. Cough cough. Cough cough cough. Senior Zhua already said my teacher is 9 leaf. 9 leaf, of course, increases lifespan. Didn't you notice my teacher is younger than before? Before comparing, one wouldn't know. Upon comparing, one gets a fright. It seemed the pavilion lord truly looked younger. Lin Luo was okay, mostly black hair. Hua Wudao's head of white appeared relatively prominent. Suiyushu compared silently, her heart trembling. Could it really be 9 leaf? Luo sect, heavenly sacred land. 2nd elder, what do we do now? The patriarch's lifespan limit has arrived, and the Cloud sect insisted on getting involved in the siege of the evil Sky Pavilion. Even all the experts of the 3 sects combined are not the opponent of a 9 leaf. Before, these elders looked down on me for flattering the evil Sky Pavilion. This time they all obediently shut their mouths, especially 2nd elder Dan Yunjin. Saying these things now is useless. Quickly think of a way. If the evil Sky Pavilion really blames us, the 3 sects will be in deep trouble. In my opinion, our Luo sect and Sky sect should join hands and cut off the Cloud sect. Only in this way can we protect ourselves. Foreign enemy invasion. Evil Sky Pavilion's flying chariot. 9 leaf came for revenge. Help! The disciples of the 3 sects panicked in a batch, shivering. panicking. Don't panic everyone. What does the Cloud Sect's mistake have to do with our Luo sect and Sky sect? Right. What does it have to do with us? Senior G honoring us with your presence. Lu Ping failed to welcome you from afar. Hope Senior forgives. Come. You come steer the helm. Willing to serve like a dog or horse. Lu Ping was instead overjoyed. This at least showed that the evil Sky Pavilion didn't come specifically to seek revenge on their Luo sect. Seeing this scene, Suiyushu looked over with her old face. The three sects were worthy of being the three sects. Polite to people, extremely high breeding. After Lu Ping flew up, his gaze swept, locked onto Lu Zhou, and he hurriedly knelt forward with a plop. Lu Ping is fortunate in 3 lifetimes to be able to personally steer the helm for old Senior. This is the backbone of the three sects. Cut the crap, hurry up. Okay, coming right away. Fourth gentleman's kick really benefited me greatly. How can old Senior's time be wasted on this? Is this guy in the same family as old Eighth? Lu Ping hurriedly replaced Ming Shireen, descending, crossing layer upon layer of barriers. He landed on the heavenly sacred land as if on a familiar road. What Suiyushu absolutely didn't expect was that all the disciples and elders of the Luo sect appeared on the sacred land. Not only that, around the sacred land, there were constantly disciples flying in, joining the welcoming team. Luo sect master Feng Yixi pays respects to old Senior. Ming Shireen instantly felt filled with heroic spirit. This feeling was too damn great. He couldn't help but want to raise his nostrils higher, and his back straightened a lot. Leng Luo and Hua Wudao looked normal, but in their hearts, they were amazed. In the world, there were originally no rules and logic. When the fist is big, there is logic. Suiyushu was stunned on the flying chariot. Even a former Confucian saint would hardly receive such treatment. Master, look quick. So many people. Seeing the 20 peaks, the densely packed crowds flying in droves, everyone looked over. Phalanxes forming huge forceful energy zones flying towards the heavenly sacred land. If all the experts of the three sects attacked the evil Sky Pavilion inside the barrier at this time, the consequences would be unimaginable. The righteous path and devil path had always been incompatible like fire and water. Although the three sects were different from the 10 great sects, they were considered one of the most powerful righteous paths in Great Yin. The 20 peaks, 10 sacred lands, having countless disciples. In terms of barriers, the barriers of the three sects' 10 sacred lands were also second to none in the cultivation world, capable of offense and defense. At this moment, an avatar 8 or 9 zhang tall flew from the distance, continuously displaying great supernatural powers, blinking a few times, appearing above the heavenly sacred land from another peak. Sky Sect Master Nangong Wei welcomes old Senior's arrival. Thousands of Sky Sect disciples bowed in midair. Welcome old Senior, welcome old Senior, welcome old Senior. Ming Shireen now felt he had an urge to beat himself to death. Too excited. People respect me a foot, I respect them 10 feet. Lu Zhou tapped his toes, floating out from the flying chariot. Others followed, leaping out. All the three sects disciples present didn't even dare to breathe loudly. Watching this old man, the central area of the entire sacred land was actually full of people standing. Sky Sect Master Nangong Wei landed in front. May I ask the reason for Senior's sudden visit? Where is Cloud Sect's Yun Wuji? Sure enough, Nangong Wei and Feng Yixi looked troubled. Old Senior, the Sky Sect knows absolutely nothing about the Cloud Sect's matters. I also only learned afterwards that the Cloud Sect faction participated in the siege. The Luo Sect also knows absolutely nothing. The Cloud Sect is truly too outrageous. Regarding this matter, we will definitely give the evil Sky Pavilion an explanation. The internal strife of the Yintian Luo three sects wasn't a matter of 1 or 2 days. Ending up like this today was also expected. What explanation? Old Senior just has to ask what explanation you want. Suiyushu was surprised in her heart hearing this. Nangong Wei and Feng Yixi both held the position of sect master, having prominent status within the three sects. Words spoken by them carried sufficient weight. The three sects were so servile before the evil Sky Pavilion. Two sect masters. It's bad. Flustered and confused. What proper decorum is this? What matter is so urgent? Sect Master Yun wants to commit suicide. Everyone cried out in surprise. The disciples of the Sky Sect and Luo Sect looked towards the direction of the Cloud Sect one after another. Only the evil Sky Pavilion group had normal expressions. This meant the matter of the Cloud Sect besieging the evil Sky Pavilion earlier was true. The Cloud Sect master couldn't withstand the pressure. Suiyushu's wrinkled face twitched a few times along with it. As expected, among the 2 peaks where the Cloud Sect was located on the sacred land, an avatar appeared. That avatar was impressively 9 zhang tall. In the middle of the avatar's body, a figure hovered. This person was the Cloud Sect master, Yun Wuji. Yun Wuji is ashamed before the patriarch. Yun Wuji knows he committed a monstrous crime, can only apologize with death. He. That sound wave drifted from far away, having no lethality, only a loud voice. The final he sound, however, revealed a trace of unwillingness and helplessness. Thousands of disciples of the three sects, many people hovered up, looking at that avatar. Yun Wuji being able to reach today relied on his own efforts. Everyone knew this Cloud Sect master was a person who acted resolutely and swiftly, a cultivation genius rarely seen in the cultivation cultivation world. Climbing from the lowest level of the clouds set to the highest point, he paid untold hardships, paid so much heart's blood. One step difference, a separation like sky and abyss. Sky Sect Master Nandong Wei and Luo Sect Master Fengnishi looked expressionlessly at that avatar, having not the slightest fluctuation in their hearts. No one responded to his words. After a brief silence, Yun Wuji laughed miserably. Did I really make a mistake? Mistake? At this distance, Yun Wuji finally saw the evil Sky Pavilion Lord standing in the middle of the heavenly sacred land, that legendary figure who was the first in the great Yen cultivation world to enter Nine Leaf. Even if he saw through life and death, even if he prepared to apologize with death, upon seeing Lu Zhou, his heart still accelerated. Senior G, did I make a mistake? Yun Wuji, you have already lost your reason. I haven't lost my reason. I just want to know which point of what I did wasn't for the Cloud Sect. Nangong Wei, Fengnishi, Yun Wuji, disdain to associate with you. You more than made a mistake. You are simply completely wrong. For trash like you aren't even worthy of my teacher taking action. Still dare to act sanctimoniously and sing your own praises. If you want to die, die quickly. Ming Shirin had seen plenty of this kind of righteous path trash, claiming to be for their own sect with every mouthful, but always doing shameful deeds behind backs, and still wanting to sing their own praises and erect a memorial arch. Still dazing for what? The disciples of the three sects are waiting to watch you commit suicide. Die quickly. Weren't you for the good of the Cloud Sect? If you don't die, the entire Cloud Sect has to be buried with you. Yun Wuji losing his reason like this was just the final struggle holding the determination to die. In fact, from the moment the news of the failure of the 10 great elders coordinating with the 7 great sects arrived, his ending was already destined. Thousands of disciples of the 10 sacred lands, as well as core experts, surrounded the Cloud Sect. The people of the Sky Sect and Luo Sect weren't stupid at all, having offended a Nine Leaf. How could they let you, the culprit, have it easy to take the entire Cloud Sect to be buried with him? He had no choice. Die a bit further away. None of the 3 sects disciples present dared to interrupt. Not a single person spoke for Yun Wuji. Good. He suddenly felt that everything he did was wrong. Why could benefits be enjoyed together, but taking the blame could only be him alone? The more he thought, the angrier he got. Commit suicide for this group of people? Not worth it. Hey. Fled? Just now still righteously questioning everyone. Quite having the style of a Cloud Sect hero. This second actually turning head to run. Master, I'll go. Ming Shirin's voice came to an abrupt halt. He saw Lu Zhou had already drawn the arrow energy. The arrow energy left the string. No one noticed this point. Their attention was placed on Yun Wuji. Zuyushu was also attracted by this crisp sound. When she saw it, the arrow energy had already left the string. This arrow was very crisp, clean, and agile. Everyone's eyes widened, watching that arrow energy glowing with blue light rush through layers of barriers. The speed exceeded their cognition. How is this possible? Nine Leaf, Divine Archer, ding, killed a target, obtained 1500 merit points. Heavenly Sacred Land was dead silent until Yun Wuji fell. Everyone seemed not to have reacted, eyes filled with shock, including Zuyushu. At such a long distance, casually piercing a 7-leaf expert, apart from 9 Leaf, who else could do it? The evil Sky Pavilion group felt relieved in their hearts. They had seen Lu Zhou raise his hand to instantly kill a 7-leaf more than once. Back then they still marveled at why he was so powerful. Looking back now, they knew this was the case. 9 Leaf, instantly killing 7 Leaf. Isn't that a very reasonable thing? Lu Zhou sensed the heavenly writing's extraordinary power. Only half remained. For the sake of stability, Lu Zhou used quite a bit of extraordinary power. If at close range, coordinating with the nameless sword, only 1/3 of the extraordinary power would be needed to instant kill. But how could Lu Zhou let Yun Wuji escape from under his eyelids? Might as well have committed suicide. At least could have left a good reputation. It's just, how can you run just like that? More shameless than my 4th senior brother. He wanted to die. This old man fulfilled his wish. Master is mighty. Who else in the 3 sects has doubts? This sentence was spoken very steadily and calmly, the voice not loud, but extremely powerful. Junior dare not have doubts. He deserved to die originally. He deserved to die originally. When the cunning rabbits die, the running dogs are cooked. When the flying birds are gone, the good bough is stored. No one sympathized with Yun Wuji, and Yun Wuji was not worth sympathizing with. Just then, behind everyone, the stone door of the heavenly sacred land's secluded retreat slowly opened. Yun Tianluo was pushed out by someone. Patriarch, greetings. Patriarch. The 3 sects disciples bowed one after another. I knew you would definitely come. Your lifespan limit has arrived, yet you can still hold on. Once these words came out, Nangong Wei and Fengnishi, as well as the disciples of the 3 sects, were in an uproar. Brother Ji saw it. Cough, 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 cough. After a burst of violent coughing, Yun Tianluo continued, have regrets in the heart, so didn't want to go. Stubborn. If you're stubborn, then be stubborn. You could originally still live 10 years. Who struck you with a palm? One stone stirred up 1,000 waves. Nangong Wei and Fengnishi looked shocked. Patriarch, which bastard was so bold as to sneak attack you? Why didn't you tell the disciples? Such great boldness, daring to harm the Patriarch. I will definitely tear his corpse into 10,000 pieces. Yun Wuji, didn't he already get his dessert? deserved ending? It was Yun Wuji, the thing deceiving masters and destroying ancestors, actually hiding so deep. Someone come, subordinate is here. Find Yun Wuji's corpse, expose the corpse for 3 days, tear the corpse into 10,000 pieces. Irrelevant people, dismiss. Do you know why this seat came? It seems this old man was being sentimental. This old man thought Brother G's kind heart broke out to make up for regrets. Not entirely so. What regrets do you have? This old man researched Nine Leaf for many years, always wanted to break through that door. Pity that failure followed failure, finally ending up in this state today. Have only myself to blame. In 100 years, this old man only did one thing right, that is giving the things in the chessboard to Brother G. Old thing, going too far. Really think this old man breaking Nine Leaf has something to do with that broken chessboard of yours? This old man's life just wanted to peep at the world of Nine Leaf. This is also this old man's greatest regret. If Brother G can satisfy this old man's regret, even if I die, this old man will remember Brother G's kindness. Otherwise, this old man will die with eyes open. These words sounded so eerie. Yun Tianluo, haven't seen you for so many years. You are actually so pretentious. You are this old body. Zuyushu. Yun Tianluo's old eyes opened. Emerging in his mind was that graceful figure, skin like congealed fat, peerless beauty with a moving smile from 500 years ago. Miss Sua. Actually, it is you. Ming Shireen walked to the side and made a vomiting gesture. You'd better change the form of a dress. Hearing it, this old body fears I won't sleep at night. Speaking of which, Zuyushu was the object many people wanted to pursue. It was just that at that time, Zuyushu had a fierce temperament, like a man, single-mindedly pursuing the Confucian path, not coveting romantic love between sons and daughters at all. 500 years passed. The world changed. Appearance aged. Years altered. What didn't change was the past and memories. How do you want the seat to fulfill your regret? Almost forgot I'm going to die later. This old man's request isn't high. Just want to see what kind of appearance Nine Leaf actually is. Once these words came out, others revealed looks of anticipation. Lu Zhou's heart moved. Luckily he had the disguise card. Without this thing, you old thing would really die with eyes open. Buzz, resounding through the entire heavenly sacred land, a huge energy resonance sound. This is the Nine-Leaf Golden Lotus Avatar. It really is the Nine-Leaf Golden Lotus Avatar. Trembling, surging emotions. This was the goal countless people dreamed of, the avatar countless people yearned for. Every inch of light, every leaf, looked so impressive. Moreover, how could it be so big? Zuyushu backed up continuously, completely shocked by this Nine-Leaf Avatar. If she had some doubts before, all questioning and doubts vanished before this Nine-Leaf Avatar. In fact, when she stepped onto the flying chariot, she had already been persuaded by Lu Zhou, and from the attitude of the 3 sects disciples, confirmed the fact of the 7 great sects besieging Golden Court Mountain even more. But when she saw the Nine-Leaf Golden Lotus Avatar with her own eyes, she was still shocked by those 9 leaves. The disciples of the 3 sects saw the Golden Lotus throne under the 9 leaves even more clearly. In the past period, all nascent divinity tribulation realm cultivators were hesitating whether to attempt the cultivation method of chopping the Golden Lotus. Being a step ahead naturally meant taking the lead, but facing unknown numbers, the danger was naturally also much greater. Chopping the Golden Lotus allows opening leaves, allows recondensing the Golden Lotus, so 9-leaf Golden Lotus looks like this. How can the evil Sky Pavilion be so fast? Others haven't even chopped yet. How could they not be startled? This was equivalent to the game not yet entering public beta, and someone already cleared the game. Who could stand this? 10 seconds passed in a flash, but in these 10 seconds, it was almost in a state of silence and quietude, leaving people wanting more. Lu Zhou stood with hands behind his back, his gaze landing on Yun Tianluo on the wooden chair. Truly worth it? Worth it. If I could see it one more time, even if this old man dies, eyes will close. Old thing, pushing your luck, showing you once is good enough. Really think merit points don't cost money. Do not be greedy. Regardless, many thanks for Brother G's kindness. Small matter. May I ask Brother G, this method of 9-leaf, he was ultimately going to return to dust, return to earth. Half his body had already entered the yellow earth. Boldly seeking the method of 9-leaf could also be considered seeking a path of survival for his disciples and grand disciples. The method of chopping the Golden Lotus. This method was indeed feasible. The method of chopping the Golden Lotus had circulated in the cultivation world for so long. The death count was too high, so much so that many people dared not try. But as more methods emerged, the survival count was also constantly increasing. Without the Golden Lotus, even opening leaves was a problem. As for whether one could recondense the Golden Lotus, no one knew. With these words from Lu Zhou, it equaled setting an example and benchmark for the cultivation world. Who would be willing to tell others their cultivation method for advancing to 9-leaf? Such breadth of mind was not something an ordinary person could achieve. Nangong Wei, Fengyi, disciples present, still not quickly thanking the senior. Many thanks, old Senior G. The disciples of the 3 sects floated near the 20 peaks, forming phalanxes one after another, bowing and kowtowing in thanks towards Lu Zhou. Many thanks, old Senior G. Ding, received worship from 3,500 people, devout kowtows from 1,500 people, obtained 18,500 300 merit points. Hearing this prompt, Lu Zhou was first somewhat surprised, then quickly calculated in his heart. The three sects had many disciples, but only 5,000 plus could truly enter and exit the sacred land freely. Those devoutly worshipping occupied an even smaller proportion. Although the acquisition speed was faster than killing targets, thinking that improper operation might lead to deducting merit points, wouldn't that be finished? The negative 100,000 merit points when just crossing over, Lu Zhou still remembered fresh. After Brother G advanced to 9 leaf, what plans do you have? Of course, 10 leaf. Brother G looks for old, really. This seat came to find you, for 2 reasons. This seat indeed came to see you, a farewell. In this world's life, no one can escape this tribulation. With every person less, ultimately it is one less old friend. Everyone sighed faintly. The expression was very spot on, the voice very sincere, looking however so hypocritical. With these words from Brother G, this old man's life was worth it. Ming Shireen wanted to make a vomiting gesture again. This old man's manner was wrong, breath like a gossamer, vitality flowing away. Brother G need not say the second reason. This old man already knows. Ha! Brother G finally believed. 300 years, if not for the cultivation technique she left behind, how could this old man take the top position of the 3 sects? The world still thinks this old man is some cultivation genius. This old man is just a mediocrity. This was also the most important reason Lu Zhou came to the heavenly sacred land. At that time, Yun Tianluo's cultivation talent was average, but later advanced by leaps and bounds. He and Ji Tiandao were considered old acquaintances. Although their paths were different, there was no conflict of interest. The world all wanted to know why Yun Tianluo's cultivation improved greatly. Yun Tianluo said he met a noble person. The noble person said, the world has not only 8 leaf, there is 9 leaf, there is 10 leaf. It was just all treated as a joke. No one believed. At that time, this seat indeed thought you were speaking nonsense. Time will ultimately give the answer. 9 leaf is the most powerful proof. The patriarch revealed a few points of pride. Thinking of all he didn't regret it in the slightest, especially before the end. Seeing the cultivation of the world would finally be broken, this life was worth it. Between trances, scenes from 300 years ago emerged in Yun Tianluo's mind one by one. Pity that things and people had long changed. She left the technique. You learned the technique. Cultivation advanced greatly, taking the top position of the 3 sects. Saying these words back then, to whomever, no one would believe. Yes, what is her name? Such a figure, whereabouts elusive and uncertain. How would this old man know? She was already 10 leaf long ago, living in seclusion. There is 10 leaf. 9 leaf was already despairing enough. Unexpectedly there was 10 leaf. Was the patriarch starting to talk nonsense before dying? Just judgment derived from a few words and phrases. Whether there is or not, this old man also doesn't know. Cough cough. Perhaps there isn't. What does she look like? She was very young, afraid that now like this old body is a bag of old bones. Yun Tianluo raised his head to glance at Zuyushu, a hell word popping out of his throat. No response. Even if old, one who could make Senior Yun rise above the dust must be extraordinary. This was the truth. Zuyushu always regarded herself highly. From the moment she stepped into the Confucian sect, she was called a cultivation genius rarely seen in centuries by Confucian disciples. Sadly, she ultimately lost to her daughter. If she could be called the supreme of the Confucian sect, she could also peep at the world of 9 leaf. Maybe she is already 9 leaf now. No matter which one is chosen, one will fantasize about how the other would be. Maybe died long ago. But thinking is useless. Life always faces all kinds of choices. Regret cannot change the ending. Ultimately, just thinking about it. Someone who can change Yun Tianluo's fate against the heavens. But who exactly is this? Yun Tianluo was old, his brain not working well either. He always felt recalling many things became difficult. Chaotic fragments filled his mind like a huge ocean. Those scenes were like fish schools in the sea, bumping everywhere, swimming everywhere, wanting to catch that most needed fish, yet having the heart but not the strength. Patriarch, let's transmit primal energy to the patriarch together. A strong stream of primal energy continuously entered Yun Tianluo's body. Perhaps this final effort had a little effect. Yun Tianluo opened his eyes again, looking as if he thought of something. Ah, her surname is Luo. In the world of Great Yin, is there a cultivation sect or cultivation genius surnamed Luo? Then could these people be the black hands behind the scenes? This is absolutely impossible. Humans, ultimately are humans. Who can make heaven and earth a cage? Where's the answer? Didn't expect Brother G would also shake his head due to sadness. Perhaps finding this person, all answers will be revealed. No, don't remember. In the heavenly sacred land, core disciples gathered around one after another. Some had already started to shed tears. Bursts of sobbing sounds gradually rose. Some knelt down. Hua Wudao cupped his hands towards Lu Zhou. How could Lu Zhou not know his meaning? Gently waving his sleeve, Hua Wudao knelt down just like the others in the sacred land. Ultimately fellow disciples for once. Tell me, after death, will we meet again? Seen to see the past. Let's make a bet. If I can catch it, next time you treat. Yun Tianluo repeatedly clenched his fist, speed becoming slower and slower, until stiffening, stopping. The arm never came down again. The deep eyes finally lost their spirit, becoming empty. Patriarch, a generation's legend. legend ends here. Patriarch, a wail of grief resounded through the entire heavenly sacred land. The barriers of the 10 sacred lands all lit up at this moment. Thousands of 3-sex disciples capable of flight all flew to the barrier, infusing all their primal energy. Tidal-like primal energy lit up dozens of barriers. Heavenly sacred land, the tip of the cultivation mystic pagoda, finally dimmed. A generation's legend ends here. Lu Zhou raised his palm. A stream of forceful energy rolled up Yuntian Luo. Don't go over. By attaining the non-substantiality wisdom divine power, one can go to all lands in the 10 directions without moving from the origin, benefiting all living beings. Lu Zhou tread upon the air, pushing with a single palm. A pale blue lotus detached from his palm. Powerful vitality, like a tide, swept over Yuntian Luo. Blue lotus blooming. Such strong life force. Healing? What kind of healing method is this? Old Senior Ji is trying to save the patriarch. Thousands of disciples watched intently as that blooming blue lotus spread from the center of the heavenly sacred land towards the surroundings. On the sacred land, the originally withered flowers, grass, and trees all bloomed again within a breath. Surging power was felt from this blue lotus. Could this be the power of Nine Leaf? The blue lotus fully bloomed. Everything returned to calm. After the blooming flowers, after the dazzling blue lotus brilliance faded, where was Yun Tianluo's shadow in the sky? The whole sky was full of starlight brilliance, falling towards the sacred land. Lu Zhou frowned slightly, hovering over the sacred land, shaking his head and sighing. Bringing the dead back to life. Easier said than done. The implication was failure. Even the heavenly writings' fourth divine power, with 50% of the heavenly writings' extraordinary power, could not achieve reversing life, let alone bringing the dead back to life. Fate dictates this. Lu Zhou originally didn't want to save. This was just a difference in thought. Even if saved, it would at most add a few years of pain. Pity that couldn't change Yun Tianluo's fate against the heavens. All disciples of the heavenly sacred land prostrated on the ground, requesting old Senior Ji to preside over the 3 sects. Before this, the conflicts of the 3 sects had intensified. During the 100 years of the patriarch's seclusion, the 3 sects had long fought internally into a mess. The Cloud sect ending up like this today was also their own fault. Even if the 3 sects foundation was still strong, facing the unknown Nine Leaf world, who dared say they would definitely survive? Under Nine Leaf, all are ants. Cloud sect master Yun Wuji was dead. The remaining Cloud sect disciples, leaderless, would inevitably be a mess. If Patriarch Yun Tianluo were still here, these matters would still be manageable. Now that even the Patriarch had ridden the crane to the west, who could enforce obedience? Nangong Wei and Fengmixi were of equal rank. Who dared say neither had a little selfishness? Letting the evil Sky Pavilion come out to preside over the big picture was the safest matter. If backed by a Nine Leaf, why worry about the 3 sects not prospering? Moreover, how many thorns and dangers filled the Nine Leaf path? No one knew. With Nine Leaf's guidance, this path would also be much smoother. Life and death are fated. Wealth and honor are in heaven. The evil Sky Pavilion is not a charity hall. But Patriarch still dare to mention Yun Tianluo? Cloud sect's Yun Wuji deceived masters and destroyed ancestors. If Nangong Wei and Fengmixi had cared even a little, they could have prevented such a thing from happening. Just like the 10 great sects besieging Golden Court Mountain. If either Yu Xinghai or Yu Shangrong appeared, which of the 10 great sects would dare provoke the evil Sky Pavilion? Matter having come to this, thinking more is useless. Lu Zhou turned, walking towards the cloud-piercing flying chariot. Elder Hua, can you put in a few good words in front of old Senior Ji? Self-inflicted sins cannot live. Finished speaking, Hua Wudao got up and left the heavenly sacred land quickly. If he had some emotions for the 3 sects before, they were completely gone now. Old Senior, I will steer the helm for you. Old Senior. Dan Yunjin saw his appearance and was somewhat angry, just about to reprimand. Fengmixi said in a deep voice, shut your mouth. Dan Yunjin, are you tired of living? Dan Yunjin was scared into not daring to speak again. Since Lu Ping flattered, let him flatter. Offending a Nine Leaf, could you bear it? But the evil Sky Pavilion seems to look down on us. That is their business. Accurately speaking, the current evil Sky Pavilion look down on everyone. Don't take yourself too seriously. On this point, it's not important. Relay my order. Disciple is here. Notify up and down the 3 sects. Everyone unify their story. The evil Sky Pavilion personally visited the heavenly sacred land, guiding the 3 sects in cultivation. Just these are enough. They only need to convey one message to the outside, which is that the relationship between the evil Sky Pavilion and the 3 sects is extraordinary. Leave the rest for the outside to guess. The more misty and unclear, the more unfathomable it makes people feel. In this way, who would still dare to underestimate the 3 sects? Steering quite well. Interested in joining my evil Sky Pavilion? Really? Is it really okay? If it were before, perhaps he would consider advising Master to take him in. But the current evil Sky Pavilion naturally wanted to accept stronger people. Lu Zhou fell into thought, looking at the mountain ranges of the Sea of Clouds, thoughts flying beyond the sky. Exactly, Luo, what identity and what secrets hidden? A figure who could make a mediocrity like Yun Tianluo soar into the sky should have shaken the world 300 years ago. Why would no one know? Brother Ji is thinking about that mysterious figure, the person holding the secret of Nine Leaf, or even 10 leaf. You don't care? This old man never heard of such a person. Isn't it normal to have reclusive experts? If Yin Tianluo's words are true, this person's cultivation must be extremely high. Correct. And throwing out a bit of cultivation technique casually allows one to become the head of the three sects. Feels like compared to my master. Ming Shireen spoke halfway and swallowed it back hard. Suiyushu suddenly turned around, putting down the cane in her hand. This old body unintentionally offended the evil sky pavilion before, willing to apologize to Brother G. However, Brother wants to handle it. This old body has absolutely no complaints. The tone of voice was stiff, but in conduct, she really knew how to find a way out. This old man can let bygones be bygones, but there is a condition. Whatever condition Brother has, just say it. Not to mention one condition, even 10. This old body agrees. This old man's condition is very simple. Join the evil sky pavilion. Serve the evil sky pavilion. Don't be anxious to agree first. Think clearly. Think carefully. Answer after thinking well. Why is Master's routine so familiar? Master, wanna count down 10 numbers? I'll count. We are familiar with this plot. No wonder people look down on me. What kind of trash am I? What level is Senior Zwa? Ding. Obtained a subordinate. Reward 1000 merit points. Expected prompt. Sometimes wondering, since accepting subordinates earns merit points, can I open the Golden Court Mountain wide and accept more people in? After all, Golden Court Mountain is so big, relying only on derived Moon Palace female cultivators to manage daily life is only barely enough. Rise and speak. Greetings, Elder Zwa. These years, you lived deep in the canyon, knowing little of the outside. With your cultivation, you should have also stepped into 8 leaf long ago. Why chose to live in seclusion in the canyon? The past is unbearable to recall. Better not to mention it. Since you entered the evil sky pavilion, this old man must state first. Brother, just command. This seat originally had no intention to target the Great Yan Imperial family, but the Imperial family provoked the evil sky pavilion time and again. Confucian sect has many experts living deep in the divine capital, also many holding high positions in power. At that time, will not tolerate your personal feelings. Suiyushu was startled in her heart. Confucian sect cultivation experts, mostly being officials, was a well-known fact. The Imperial family had always been the strongest power in a territory. Otherwise, how to maintain the stability and peace of a region? How did the evil sky pavilion turn against the divine capital? Suiyushu suddenly felt she fell into a pit, but thinking of having a 9-leaf backing, everything became relieved. Evil sky pavilion, in front of Reflection Cave. The cultivation world is all spreading rumors that second senior brother was heavily injured, or even already dead. Just rumors, need not take to heart. Second senior brother, do you know Master is already 9-leaf? You aren't worried? Worried should be the enemies. I worry for eldest senior brother. Just self-inflicted, that's all. Eldest senior brother, 7th junior brother, I have always admired you. If not for your face, in the cloud illuminating forest battle, I would have gone all out. Really don't understand why eldest senior brother and second senior brother are like deadly enemies. In the final analysis, the two don't have any deep-seated hatred. Even if there is, that is small fighting. Fellow disciples, for once, sit down and have a good chat. Dissolve hatred with a smile. Wouldn't that be satisfying? Senior brother makes sense. Good to understand. Reflect well in the reflection cave. Regarding eldest senior brother's matter, I have my own discretion. Second senior brother, Master took a handbook from me. If there is a chance, hope you take a look. Second senior brother, what matter is so urgent? Urgent matter, big matter. No need to panic. Master isn't here. I am enough. Yu Shanrong took the flying letter from Zhao Yu. Old senior, notifying you of good news. The cultivation world officially enters the era of severing lotus. Beidou Academy combined with Danyang sect has refined the lotus severing life preserving pill and leaf opening pill. Lotus severing life preserving pill can protect the cultivator from fatal injury. Leaf opening pill can ensure the cultivator reopens leaves. I really witnessed history. Second senior brother, why do you look not anxious at all? Cannot be anxious. This still not anxious? Have you opened leaves? Just crossed into nascent divinity. Condensed 100 tribulation insight. Sever the lotus earlier. Don't wait anymore. Second senior brother, severing the golden lotus kills people, yet you still let me. Yu Shanrong had already disappeared from view. Zhao Yu was helpless, spreading her hands. Brother Zhou and I have a question we want to ask for advice. Annoying. Zhao Yu acted as if she didn't hear, treating Zhou Jifeng and Pan Zhong as transparent people, turning and going to the evil sky pavilion Great Hall. Si Wuya threw the rice paper on the stone table aside, rubbing his head. Greetings, Mr. 7th. Dispense with it. Speak directly. Recently, the two of us feel the divine court realm has reached the peak, faintly wanting to break through. Now the cultivation world is spreading the method of severing the golden lotus everywhere. More and more people survived. Even the pavilion lord personally approved this method. The pavilion lord also said another way, that is not condensing the golden lotus, directly opening leaves. We fear this method won't work. How do you know it won't work without trying? This method has no danger. Severing the golden lotus requires betting one's life. Why not think in reverse? If directly opening leaves didn't work, shouldn't it have spread long ago? Makes sense. Speaking like this, someone in the cultivation world has already used this method. intentionally keeping it secret, secretly raising strength. About there, Mr. Seventh is brilliant. Truly one word awakens the dreamer. Not worth mentioning. Normal people should be able to think of it. Is this cursing people in a roundabout way? Shouldn't be happy too early. Cultivators who haven't opened leaves ultimately lack maturity and experience. Mr. Seventh's lesson is right. Pavilion Lord returned. Greetings, Master. Good to be back. This is second senior brother. This is the newly appointed evil Sky Pavilion Elder, the Confucian sect cultivation genius from 500 years ago. Senior Zhuiyushu. Yu Shanrong's expression appeared very calm, probably roughly having heard this way of revealing identity habitually when facing enemies. He had long become numb. Long time no see. Zhuiyushu sized up Yu Shanrong. Whether from aura or attitude, she felt the person before her was much stronger than some previous disciples. Mr. Second, have you been well? Have been well. Zhuiyushu watched disapprovingly. Why be so servile? At any rate, you, Lun Luo, were also once a big shot. Evil Sky Pavilion Mr. Second, 8-leaf perfection. This old body had no intention to offend. Elder need not mind. According to etiquette, it should be me bowing to you. Dare not, dare not. Summon your avatar. Let Master take a look. A miniature little golden man hovered. Nothingness under the feet. Only 3 leaves revolving slowly. No golden lotus. 3-leaf. No golden lotus. Didn't Lun Luo say 8-leaf perfection? Why only 3 leaves? But looking carefully again, indeed no golden lotus. What happened? Only blame her for living deep in the canyon too long, isolated from the world, knowing almost nothing about outside information. Didn't know Yu Shanrong. Didn't know the 9 great disciples. Nor did she know the cultivation world was currently bustling with severing the lotus. Lun Luo admired to the extreme. At the beginning of the lotus severing cultivation method, those daring to have this courage were few and far between. Daring to give up the 8-leaf perfection realm were even fewer. Starting over from scratch and having to survive was even rarer. 3-leaf without golden lotus. Mr. Second deserves to be the #1 person in the cultivation world. Second senior brother, you are truly ruthless. Not worth mentioning. With Master here, how dare I claim #1? Everyone suddenly realized the Master of the evil Sky Pavilion had already stepped into 9-leaf long ago. This old man also really wants 9-leaf. Alas, strength doesn't allow it. The second disciple being able to have such achievement could be considered extreme misfortune turning into blessing. Himself as the Master could also be considered witnessing history. Master, Jian Ijian sent flying letters. 1 second senior brother has already read. There is also a new one. Lotus severing life preserving pill. Leaf opening pill. Once this news came out, Beidou Academy and Danyang sect have already become the core of the cultivation world. All major sects cultivators above nascent divinity tribulation realm have started severing lotus cultivation. Then our evil Sky Pavilion cannot fall behind. Must be quick. Then start with the few elders first.